Hello horror freaks, Horror Man Mike here. Summer has always been my favorite season, and a lot of the films that I happen to really enjoy take place in the summertime or have the season as a backdrop for the events that take place. So this year I want to highlight some of my favorite films that take place during my favorite time of the year. One generation of horror has always inspired another. My last few entries in the Summer of Horror series have all been very deliberate choices. Twitch of the Death Nerve paved the way for Friday the 13th, which was the inspiration for The Burning, and today's movie has taken influence from both Friday the 13th and The Burning, as well as other campsite slashers. Starting with Wes Craven's Scream in 1996, we have entered into an era of meta-horror. Meta-horror is horror and specifically slasher films where characters know the rules of slasher films and are self-aware about the survival tips that they have to do in order to survive the scenario that they're in. Today's entry is a meta-horror comedy with a surprising amount of heart. As soon as I saw this film, it very quickly became one of my new contemporary favorites, so today I want to shine the spotlight on 2015's The Final Girls. The Final Girls follows a young woman named Max and her friends. Max had a very close relationship with her mother, who is an 80s scream queen that dies tragically in a car accident at the beginning of the film. Years later, Max's friends invite her to a reunion screening of one of her mother's movies. Through bizarre circumstances, Max and her friends are sucked into the film that her mother starred in. Max is finally reunited with her mother, but has to come to terms that the person she's talking to isn't her mother, but her mother's character. The rest of the friend group is very aware that they are in a body count film and try to let events play out as they are. However, them being in the film now creates a butterfly effect of changes to the script until even the characters with meta-knowledge are fighting for their lives alongside the cannon fodder camp counselors that they have seen die so many times. The Final Girls' masked slasher, Billy, was a boy that wasn't very well liked at camp. After a prank went wrong, it left him horribly burned and disfigured. Billy dons a pale mask and a machete, exacts his revenge, and has been living in the woods outside of the campground as a local legend. If Billy's backstory sounds a lot like a combination of Jason Voorhees and Cropsey, that's because it pretty much is. The Final Girls as a film definitely shows its love for the material that came before it. As a slasher, it's halfway decent. As a comedy, though, this movie is fucking hilarious. Characters comment on everything from slow motion to flashback sequences to seeing the end credits and title cards of the film that they're in. Max's relationship with her mother's character is also a welcome dynamic that keeps The Final Girls from being just another, scary movie spoof comedy. So if you like campground slashers, if you like meta-horror, if you like comedy, if you just want to see a different take on the Groundhog Day time loop trope, give The Final Girls a watch. As a final product, it really is greater than the sum of its parts, and as soon as I saw it, it very quickly became a favorite contemporary classic that I will continue to watch over and over again. I enjoy the hell out of this movie, and I hope that you do too.
Okay, tell you what. You find the keys, and the van's yours. Oops.
Really? I'm glad that you die.
What?
That does it for me. That does it for The Final Girls. We have one more entry in the Summer of Horror series. So, I am Horror Man Mike, and I will see you in the next video.